Welcome to The Explainer. So let's talk about a really fascinating spiritual crossroads that comes up in Buddhist philosophy. After this life, where do you go to keep your journey going? The answer isn't as simple as you might think, and the choices, well, they reveal this incredibly deep, compassionate logic that we are going to unpack right now.
Okay, so let's dive right in by asking a really basic question. Why even think about going somewhere else to practice? I mean, what's so tough about making progress right here in our everyday world?
Well, the source text actually has a name for our world. It's called the Saha world, which pretty much means the world of endurance. And that name says it all, doesn't it? For anyone just starting out on a spiritual path, or even for those who've been at it for a while, this world is hard. It is so easy to get tired, to get distracted, or even feel like you're just moving backwards. The path is long, and the Saha world is just packed with obstacles. So, to deal with this, the Buddha offered this brilliant strategy, something the text calls a skillful means. The whole idea of rebirth elsewhere isn't some kind of escape. Think of it more like a spiritual training ground, a place that's way more supportive, where you can build up your spiritual muscles before coming back into the thick of it to help others. It's a truly compassionate stepping stone. So where can you go? Well, the text we're looking at lays out two main options. Let's start with the first one, which is probably the most famous one, the Anyang Pure Land, also known as the Land of Ultimate Bliss. Okay, this is where things get really interesting. Anyang is described as an unconditioned or leak-proof realm. What does that mean? Well, think of it as a place that's beyond the normal rules of cause and effect, a realm of just ultimate purity. This is basically the graduate school for advanced practitioners on the Mahayana path. And because it's so pure, it's actually really hard for us ordinary folks to be born there directly. Instead, a lot of beings arrive through this kind of two-stage birth, where they mature inside a lotus flower until they're pure enough to emerge and actually meet the Buddha. So that's option one, a realm of ultimate purity. Now let's look at the second option, because it presents such a fascinating contrast. If Anyang is the advanced seminar, this next place is something else entirely. And this is Daoshui Heaven. Notice the difference right away. It's a conditioned or leaky realm. That means it's still operating within the cycle of cause and effect, kind of like our world, just way, way more pleasant. It's a place where regular people and enlightened sages actually live together. And, this is huge, it's the home of Maitreya, the next Buddha. Getting in here is a lot more straightforward. If you practice wholesome actions, like the 10 good deeds, that can be your ticket. All right, so let's put these two destinations right next to each other. Because when you see them together, that's when the deeper logic of these paths really starts to click. You can start to see how different kinds of people would be suited for one or the other. And this table just lays it out beautifully, doesn't it? You've got Anyang, unconditioned, super pure, for advanced beings, and you need this profound spiritual shift to get in. Then you've got Dol Shuai, conditioned, a heavenly realm, accessible just through good karma. So, one path seems incredibly hard, and the other one seems pretty easy. But what if I told you that's not the whole story? When the text hits us with this incredible paradox, it says, for good people, Doshui Heaven is easy and Anyang is hard. For bad people, Anyang is easy and Doshui is hard. Wait, what? How on earth does that make any sense? So let's unpack this, because this isn't just a riddle, it's actually a really profound teaching about karma, about repentance, and about faith. The answer is all about understanding what qualifies a person for each specific path. So here's the crucial point. The good person has spent their life building up good karma. Their actions just naturally lead them to a good rebirth in a place like Daoshui. It's the logical karmic outcome. But the bad person, they don't have that foundation of good deeds. So what's left for them? Well, the text says their path relies on a single moment of absolutely profound transformation. And here's how that plays out. Right at the very end of life, guided by a teacher, this person generates this immense, totally sincere repentance. They don't just feel a little sorry, they fundamentally transform their mind. They abandon all negativity and become, as the text puts it, a new person. And in that purified state of mind, their sincere faith and repeating the Buddha's name connects them to the power of Amitabha's vow. And just like that, the difficult path to Anyang suddenly becomes accessible. But after laying all this out, the text kind of zooms out. It reminds us that these different places, these different paths for different kinds of people, they're all just compassionate strategies. They're skillful means. They're simply tools designed to help absolutely everyone, no matter where they're starting from, to keep moving on the path to enlightenment.
And then we get this incredible statement that just flips the whole thing on its head. From the ultimate perspective, our world, the Saha world, and the Pure Land are not separate. They are one body, totally equal. How can that be? Because the fundamental nature of reality, what's called the Dharmakaya, the truth body of the Buddha, is everywhere. The separation we think we see is just a temporary distinction, a skillful tool to help us along. And that leaves us with a final thought to really chew on. If the destination is ultimately non-dual, and all these paths are just skillful tools tailored to our own condition, then where does the real work actually begin? Maybe the true starting point has less to do with the destination and everything to do with the quality of our mind and our actions, whether that's through good deeds or profound repentance, right here and right now.